Hello, Nuke team video. Today we want to take a look at some gameplay with double Nuke Ursaluna in the Open Master League here. It's going to be a purified Ursaluna with the move return. Actually, really curious if we're even going to see a return today, but we are going to see here a pretty decent lead and pretty decent save swap for you. With MEweedle, of course, you're going to be having some issues if they are running either Focus Blast or Shadow Ball, which is very likely, but still you're going to be able to resist the main damage source of this Pokemon, which is going to be Side Strike, and they're going to let the first move go through, going to be able to take the Side Strike pretty easily, shielding up the next one. It's going to be another Side Strike actually, which is interesting. And now we're going to see a CMP tie, which was less than ideal, of course, as it's going to be another Side Strike. I guess the opponent's Mewtwo only knows Side Strike here. We're going to see the Media Mesh coming through, going for a good undercharge here, which will allow you to actually have a pretty decent scenario here for you. The issue here is, sadly, I think the Giratina are going to still be able to win this matchup against Zacian. You can go for Play Rough, which is going to be super effective against it. But yeah, you're still going to have one move stored on your Metagross, which might be coming in clutch later on, but we will see now that the Shadow Ball is coming through. We're going to knock you out. You're going to wait out the switch clock here. Very well played so far. We're going to see the Ursaluna coming in, and now we have the return and high horsepower version here. Let's see how much high horsepower would do against the Dialga, I wanted to say, but nope, we're not going to see that today. We're going to see the save swap now into the Metagross, knocking that out with a 1 Earthquake, and the opponent had enough, giving up this game already, and this is going to be a good game. Next opponent, we're going to see a Giratina against you. Very okay-ish for your backline at least. We're going to be able to go ahead and go into the Zacian. They're going to throw one Shadow Ball at you as you're going to invest one shield already. You won't be able to win this matchup as far as I know as a Zacian, but you will be able to get some damage on them now with the Play Rough if they didn't shield, but they did shield. Getting a free fast move through here is pretty crucial, as you're going to be able to get to another Play Rough now, and they might want to shield this move up just to farm you down now, which would allow you Ursaluna to have a great time, but sadly they're going to not do that. But you can still get to one close combat, either getting switch or shield advantage here, and you're going to get the shield advantage, which is even more important as you can farm them down with Tackle. Let's see what's coming in. We're going to see the Zacian coming in. We're seeing the Yveltal in the back. Here's, for example, a reason where maybe the return can help you out a lot. Going for that against an Yveltal might be the way to go. Actually don't know if return or the high horsepower is the better move in general to throw in terms of damage per energy. I'm going to research this on the go right now, so you also have the information, because I actually have no idea here. We're going to see, do they go for the return? I'm actually curious, do they go for the return here or do they go for the high horsepower? I think a return must do more damage, right? We're going to see them waiting for them to throw Duo and CMP against the Zacian. I'm curious here. You're going to go for the return. We see one return land today. Let's see how much damage it's going to do. It's going to not one-shot them, but nearly do enough to knock them out there. And some more tackles coming through here, knocking the opponent out. In general, here we see a pretty horrible lead with Giratina. Giratina, this form is so underrated. Like, you think, okay, the CP is pretty low. You have like the other form which just gets a higher CP, Shadow Ball. But the bulky version of this Pokemon is insanely strong. Like, don't get me wrong, it's definitely one of the strongest Pokemon. By the way, Return has a damage per energy from 1.85, and we're going to see for high horsepower, it's going to be 166. So if you want to, can only throw one move, definitely Return going to do more damage per energy, which is a good thing to know if you ever want to run Return plus high horsepower here on this Pokemon. But we will see that they can farm on the Zacian now. And we see the Giratina coming back in. Pretty decent scenario so far for you at least. You can go for a media match, go and get them low. You can go into your Ursaluna, which can double resist the fast move. As we see a Dialga coming in. This thing has to shield, I think. This will do enough damage for sure. And they're going to shield this move up. What you can do now is you can shield up yourself. I don't know if you can outspeed them to the next higher horsepower before they can get to another Iron Head though. I'm curious. I don't think you can do that. This will knock them out for sure. Tackle damage did already do the job there to get them low enough as we face off against the Giratina still here. They're going to have a Dragon Claw, of course, which is going to hurt a lot. Maybe you can catch a Dragon Claw. Sadly cannot. You're going to let this move go through, which I think is the right call. You can swap out into your Metagross now, and you're going to be able to go for a Media Mash. Hopefully this does get them close enough into range where you can knock them out. You're going to be able to actually knock them out with a Media Mesh here. Very well played. So far, very good gameplay here in general. Very, very strong. We will see the next opponent with a Ho-Oh. This is the issue in general. If you don't have a good lead for Ho-Oh, you're kind of forced to run a Wild Charge on your Zacian. But here they're actually going to predict this, and they're going to shield the move up, which is amazing for you. Sacred Fire coming through, going to get you low. But it's okay, you can still go for one close combat in time, which is fine. And you can now go ahead and go into your Ursaluna and try to farm them down. Sure, wait out a little bit longer. Because your switch isn't up yet. They can go for one Sacred Fire. They're most likely going to stay in anyway. And they're going to swap out into a Zacian. They're giving you a very good time here. The thing is, I expect them to have another fairy type in the back. Either it's going to be Xerneas or it's going to be Togekiss. So either of them would make a lot of sense here. They're going to definitely no-shield this and they can farm you down now with the Ho-Oh. But you can still get to another charge move here, I think. And this is going to do a ton of damage, though. They kinda... I don't think they're forced to shield. I think it doesn't do enough. But they're going to shield, which is kinda okay for you. As they're going to try to debuff you with a Sacred Fire here, most likely. A Brave Bird actually coming through, it's better for you. It's actually a Dialga in the back, that's something I didn't expect. High Horsepower is coming through, it doesn't do enough damage to knock them straight out, I think, but it's getting them close. Can you farm them down before they can go for one charge move? They cannot, it's going to be only an Iron Head though, as far as I know. It's only an Iron Head, exactly. Can you get to the move before? You have to go for the High Horsepower, but you sadly just barely missed out of this. Still very well played so far. I'm enjoying this build a lot right now, not gonna lie. We'll face the next opponent here. We're going to see Metagross against Mamoswine. Decent lead for you. Of course, now with the addition of the new move High Horsepower as well for the Mamoswine, it's not going to be the best matchup anymore, but still going to be a very strong match up towards the Metagross. But you have to be a little bit more careful now if you shield the first move or not. Same here, you're going to always no-shield the first move against the Mewtwo and shielding the second move against them, which is the perfect way to go. As you can see here, the opponent already enough. I was like, yeah, okay, hard counter on the lead. Kinda the best, not the best matchup for the Sasop either, like just going straight out of here. Kinda rage quit. We will see a Dialga coming in. I'm curious on how you're going to play this move, like this one out here. You wanna go straight for the close combat, okay. Does make some sense. The issue here is, of course, you have to shield. You can always survive one Iron Head if you are not debuffed yet with your Zacian. You can definitely farm up more energy here. This would be something I would definitely improve on, but it doesn't matter because the opponent is going to shield anyway. Yeah, you could have wanted for one more. You're going to let this move go through, actually, which is something I find interesting. You're gonna get a ton of energy here, which I guess is good. And they swap into a Zacian? Like, why are they swapping to a Zacian? There must be double weak to... They're going to let this move go through and they're going to just forfeit. I think they had like another fairy type in the back because it doesn't make any sense at all what they did there otherwise. We see a horrible lead there with the Giratina, but you can swap out into your own Zacian. Imagine Zacian had like Fairy Wind or some better fairy type fast move instead of Snarl here. Shadow Ball coming through, going to get the shield. They swap into the Dialga. Does seem to be like an issue here with the play rough, but it's actually not really. The thing is, they're still going to be now too short and they always need to get hit by another charge move anyway. So this will just allow you to get them a little bit lower. You can go for 2 close combats here already. Trying to knock them out. They're going to shield both up. Most likely, no, they're going to let the second move go through. That's amazing for you because you can now flip switch, which is really important for you because you have the Giratina now against the Ursaluna, which is amazing for you as you can resist all the moves, especially as I reveal that they have Omnious Wind now, so they don't even have the other charge move that would be possible, which would be Dragon Pulse, which would be neutral. And you can now hardwall the opponent. This was amazingly played again. Very, very strong player so far. Definitely Master League is the way to go for you. We will see the Landorus coming in here. This is a little bit tricky. Staying in here is actually fine for now. Swapping to Ursaluna is not that fine. You should have went into Zacian for sure. They have Superpower. Superpower going to hurt, like going to hurt a lot. We will see here that you can shield up the next move, which is going to be another Superpower. You most likely should shield the first one then. You don't have to shield this one. I think you still will survive that one. Now you're 2 shields down. Again, Zacian would have been just way better for the scenario. We see another Superpower. Actually knocks you out as well. Never mind, okay, I thought you would have survived that before, but like... This was definitely not that well played. We see the Zacian coming in. We can see that they can go for in close combat here. And we will see the swap out Excadrill in the back. This is a good game. You can forfeit here. There's nothing that you can do about this anymore, but the way you played against the Landorus was definitely not the way to go. But actually I like the team from the opponent. Something that if you need something funny to play, it could be something that you can copy as well. A little bit weak to Buzzwole lead, but otherwise it's kind of fine. But there are no good fighting types really in the Master League, so definitely a solid team. Our next opponent, what else is new? That's the question. We see a Dialga that's not really that new, as we can Zacian, Mewtwo coming in again. Are they going to no-shield the first one? Here's the thing, even if they go for a Shadow Ball, it doesn't really matter. You can still survive on Shadow Ball as a Metagross, so like no-shielding the first one is a pretty safe play. No matter what, you're going to get a shield from the opponent. You're always going to be able to win this matchup. Very good for you that they let this move go through, amazing. And they're gonna go for another Side Strike, fine for you. You can see a Kyogre coming in. This is really bad for this team. Kyogre is not the way to go. This is something... Actually, I also don't know why you went for the bait there. They would never really shield this there because they can survive an Earthquake pretty easily as well. But Kyogre is not the way to play, as they can even farm you all the way down. I don't think there's a way that you can win this still if the opponent at least plays it half decent-ish. You see the Surf coming through, you can get a ton of energy though now. You're going to wait until they throw the next one. You actually see MP, which is fine. You have to let this move go through. You're going to go for the close combat. Actually, maybe there's still a way. You could also go into your... you're going to go into your Ursaluna, you're going to try to farm them all the way down, trying to get to the move lay down against the Dialga. I think that's the way to go as well. We will see the Surf coming through, and you can just farm them all the way. It doesn't matter though. I don't think it does really matter. You can go for one high horsepower, but you don't get to any other move before. I don't know if the farm down is actually happening here. They can still get to another move, but maybe you can farm them down with the Zacian, and you can get to a close combat. I think you're actually fine here. It only needs one more for a close combat. Yes, you still get there in time, and you will be able to win this. Who thought this Zacian could still sweep endgame? I didn't, but this was a very, very good game. Next opponent, Metagross against Zacian. Very good one for you, as we're going to face off against a Ho-Oh now. You have to go into your Ursaluna. There's not a lot that you can really take here. They're gonna go for the Sacred Fire most likely immediately here. Yeah, exactly. Sacred Fire coming through. You don't get debuffed, which is very lucky. I think you haven't been debuffed yet. Going for the bait here because you wouldn't have got to the next move in time. A little bit risky. I don't think they would have shielded no matter what. So they can just farm you down now. You have to invest one shield here and think. Like, this thing does too much damage. Exactly. They're gonna go for another Sacred Fire. You have to try to farm down. They're gonna get the debuff now. There's going to be a Brave Bird now. Which would hurt at least a lot. But yeah, now you're 2 shields down. Ho-Oh is really bad for this team in general, like you cannot really deal with it. Groudon doesn't look better, and this game should be pretty much over. I don't think there's anything that you can do here anymore. We see the Meteor Mesh most likely coming through still. No, it's going to be an Earthquake, it's going to knock you out. Yeah, there's nothing that you can do. You could also forfeit already at this point, I think. Play Rough coming through now, going to do a lot of damage, but not even enough to put them into range. You're gonna go straight for the close combat for no reason really. Like, this game's over anyway, so... they can just let this move go through, farm you down with the last Pokemon, and it's going to be a good game here. Zacian against Zacian, nothing that you can do. He's still going to go for one close combat. I mean, maybe Go Battle Egg could help you eventually, but I think you could have also pressed top left already like a minute earlier. We see a very good lead for you, a Terrakion. Actually, something I really wanted to try out myself. If you have a Terrakion and you want to send me some gameplay, please do. I really would be interested in this. Didn't get enough XL candy myself because nobody really invited me to raids. So like I cannot really showcase it myself. Next time maybe when they come around. But a very cool Pokemon. Having access now to the move Double Kick as well as Sacred Sword is a very strong one. Rock Slide as well. Like, offensively this Pokemon is amazing. Defensively this Pokemon is pretty horrible. So it really depends on what you value more, the offense or the defense. But Terrakion, very cool Pokemon, not gonna lie. We will see the Giratina here. You can let this move go through. And we will see the Shadow Ball coming through as well. You can go for one close combat. Or not. But you can farm them down now, I guess, with Tackle. Get a ton of energy. I hope they don't have Dragon Pulse here. They have Shadow Ball. And you can farm them all the way down, basically. Getting really, like, getting that energy here is, like, so nice. You just basically have free energy from the Giratina here. They don't really do a lot of damage. And we see the Terrakion coming back. And you try to farm down. You have to go for a charge move before. Terrakion looks like a lot of fun, not gonna lie. It looks like a very cool Pokemon. And we see a Meloetta in the back. Very cool here as well, fully XL Meloetta. Wish mine were better. I would have also used most likely my XL Rock Candy into this Pokemon. But mine is sadly pretty horrible. And we see a Return coming through again, I guess. We will see the opponent going for one Side Shock. Return is the strongest move that you have here. You only get to one move anyway. And this Return gonna really do a ton of damage against the opponent here. As we face another Side Shock, hopefully. It's a Dazzling Gleam. It doesn't knock you out and you can win this game. Very good there. Oh, I was scared that I think, do they have Focus Blast or something? But I think they have like some more stronger moves. They have also Thunderbolt, but I think Dazzling Gleam does make the most sense in this meta. A lot of, a lot of dragon types, of course. So that does make a ton of sense. So you are a psychic type Pokemon, so if you face a dark type Pokemon, you have something to hit them. We see the Mewtwo again, no shield first one, shield second one. We saw this already, a very good way to play this game, especially as you can shield the Shadow Ball here. You can overfarm a ton of energy as well, which allows you to get most likely a shield here from the opponent and still getting a ton of energy from them. You're going to swap into your Ursaluna. A little bit risky, but we will see that you can farm them all the way down. But we see a Zacian coming in. The Zacian will not like this return going straight onto his face there. Return going to destroy that thing, nearly one-shotting them as well, which is crazy. They are 1 HP, you can let this move go through and you can just farm them down with your own Zacian, I guess. They have to go for one close combat now, but they don't do that either. And you will be able to now have some energy here. We see the Dialga coming in. This should be a game over for the final game of this video. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks so much for sending me those battles. They were way more fun than I even thought. Thought this would be a horrible Pokemon to use, but it looks like a lot of fun actually. And yeah, this is going to be it for the video. Thanks for watching. If you want to submit your battles, link in the description. And otherwise, leave a like on the video if you enjoyed. And see you next time. Bye.